Beloved soul, you did not arrive here by accident. And even now there is a holy stirring unfolding around you. There's a quiet shift in the unseen realm, and your spirit has felt it long before your mind could name it. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of divine timing, and today he whispers that a sacred turning point has begun in your life. This is not a loud announcement carried by thunder, but a gentle unveiling that touches the deepest part of who you are. You have walked through seasons that tested your faith, and yet you are still here, still breathing, still seeking light. The battles you endured were not punishments, but preparations for what heaven is now releasing over you. There were nights when you wondered if God had forgotten your prayers, yet not one tear escaped his notice. As it is written, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34-18 Nev. And he has been closer than you knew. Archangel Michael announces not an ending, but a divine realignment. The weight you have been carrying is not meant to follow you into this next chapter. Heaven is adjusting your path, moving unseen obstacles, softening hardened places, and preparing doors that will open at the appointed hour. You may not see it yet with your physical eyes, but your spirit recognizes the shift. This turning point is about restoration of strength, clarity of direction, and renewal of courage. You were never meant to remain in survival mode. God is lifting you from endurance into purpose. There is a difference between simply surviving and truly living under divine favor. You have learned patience through waiting, and now patience is transforming into trust. Trust is the bridge between where you are and where God is leading you. As Scripture declares, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3-5 Neve. And in this moment, you are invited to release the need to control what God has already secured. Archangel Michael does not come with fear, but with reassurance. He reminds you that heaven fights for those who walk in faith. Even when circumstances appeared chaotic, there was order in the spiritual realm. Even when confusion clouded your thoughts, divine wisdom was guiding your steps. This turning point may not look dramatic at first. It may feel like a quiet strengthening within your chest. It may feel like unexpected peace in situations that once caused anxiety. It may feel like courage returning slowly, like dawn breaking gently across a dark horizon. This is how heaven often works. Not always with spectacle, but with certainty. You have been in a refining season. Gold is purified in fire, and your character has been shaped through experiences you would not have chosen for yourself. Yet, those very trials have deepened your compassion, strengthened your discernment, and anchored your faith. Archangel Michael announces that the refining fire is giving way to radiant clarity. What once felt like loss is becoming preparation. What once felt like delay is revealing itself as protection. God's timing is not hurried, but it is precise. You are stepping into alignment with a promise that has been forming long before you recognized it. The turning point is internal before it becomes external. First comes the peace, then comes the provision. First comes the surrender, then comes the breakthrough. As it is written, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46-10 ESV. And in your stillness, the path ahead is being made straight. There were moments when you questioned your worth. There were whispers of doubt that tried to convince you that you were unseen. But heaven has always known your name. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. You are precisely where divine wisdom has allowed you to be for this sacred transition. Archangel Michael speaks strength over your weary heart. He reminds you that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward with God beside you. The turning point is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming fully who God created you to be. Layers of insecurity are falling away. Old narratives that once defined you are dissolving in the light of truth. As Scripture promises, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29-11 Neve. This future is not distant. It is beginning now. You may feel a subtle stirring in your spirit. That stirring is confirmation. It is heaven's gentle nod. Is the assurance that the prayers whispered in weakness have been heard in strength. The turning point includes release. Release from guilt that no longer belongs to you. Release from expectations that were never yours to carry. Release from comparison that drained your joy. Archangel Michael stands as a protector of divine assignments, and he declares that what is meant for you cannot be stolen by delay or opposition. The enemy of your peace tried to convince you that your story was ending in disappointment, but God specializes in redemption. Even the chapters you wish you could rewrite are being woven into a testimony of grace. The turning point includes healing in places you thought would always ache. It includes reconciliation within your own soul. It includes clarity where there was once confusion. God is not rushing you. He is restoring you. Restoration is gentle. It unfolds layer by layer. Honors your humanity while lifting you toward holiness. You are not required to be perfect to enter this new season. You are invited to be willing to trust, willing to forgive, willing to believe again. As it is written, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Lamentations 3:22-23 ESV. This morning carries mercy designed specifically for you. The turning point may ask you to let go of what is familiar. Comfort can sometimes disguise limitation. God is expanding your vision. He is enlarging your capacity to receive. Archangel Michael announces courage over your next steps. You will not walk alone into what is ahead. Heaven's armies surround those who seek righteousness. There is protection you cannot see. There is guidance you cannot hear with natural ears. There is provision already assigned to your obedience. Beloved soul, if this word is stirring something within you, pause and breathe it in slowly. Let it settle into your heart. If this message has touched your spirit, I gently invite you to subscribe so that we may continue walking this sacred journey together. You may share in the comments what you are believing God for, and we will hold those prayers in faith. If someone you love needs reassurance, send this message to them as a gift of light. And if you feel led to offer a super thanks, know that your kindness allows these peaceful messages to continue reaching hearts in need of hope. The turning point is not a single moment. It is a divine unfolding. You are stepping from uncertainty into assurance, from striving into surrender, from fear into faith. Archangel Michael announces that heaven is not merely observing your life. Heaven is actively guiding it. Tonight, when you lay your head down, remember that unseen grace is working. Tomorrow, when you rise, expect gentle confirmations. And as this new chapter opens quietly before you, hold this truth close to your heart. This is the beginning of alignment. This is the beginning of clarity. This is the beginning of courage restored. Rest here in that promise. Let it settle like soft light upon your soul. And as you breathe in this sacred shift, know that what is unfolding is only the first step of a deeper awakening that we will gently walk into together. And as that deeper awakening begins to unfold within you, something sacred starts to rearrange the atmosphere of your life. What once felt heavy now begins to feel purposeful. What once felt silent now carries meaning. The turning point, Archangel Michael revealed, is not only about what changes around you, but about what transforms within you. You are stepping into spiritual maturity that cannot be shaken by temporary storms. There is a strengthening happening in places that once felt fragile. God is fortifying your inner foundation so that future blessings will rest upon stability rather than fear. You may notice that certain distractions are losing their hold on you. Old temptations no longer shine the way they once did. Conversations that once drained you now feel unnecessary. This is not loss. This is elevation. As it is written, those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31 Niv. Renewal does not always feel Dramatic. Sometimes it feels like quiet confidence. Sometimes it feels like choosing peace instead of proving a point. Sometimes it feels like silence where you once would have reacted. Archangel Michael announces that your discernment is sharpening. You are beginning to sense what is aligned with your destiny and what is not. This clarity is part of the turning point. You are no longer required to chase what is not meant for you. God is redirecting your energy toward what carries eternal value. There were seasons when you tried to force doors open. There were moments when you wondered why resistance kept meeting your effort. Now you begin to understand that some closed doors were divine protection. As Scripture declares, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Psalm 37-23 KJV. Ordered steps sometimes include pauses. They sometimes include detours that save you from unseen harm. You are learning to bless the path, even when you do not fully see the destination. Archangel Michael speaks peace over your mind. The anxiety that once circled your thoughts is losing its authority. The fear that whispered worst-case scenarios is being silenced by truth. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1-7 Neve. A sound mind is returning to you. Clear thought, balanced emotion, steady faith. This turning point also touches your relationships. Some connections will deepen in surprising ways. Others may gently fade without conflict. Trust this process. God is aligning you with those who honor your growth rather than compete with it. You are being positioned among those who recognize your calling. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of divine assignments, and he reminds you that you are not meant to carry every burden alone. There are companions prepared to walk beside you in wisdom. There are mentors who will appear at the right moment. There are souls who will pray for you without you even asking. You may feel a stirring toward new opportunities, a quiet nudge toward creativity, a renewed desire to serve. Do not dismiss these impressions. They are invitations. God often speaks through holy curiosity. The turning point includes rediscovering joy. Not fleeting happiness dependent on circumstance, but deep-rooted joy anchored in divine presence. As it is written, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Nehemiah 8:10 Neve. Joy strengthens you in ways anxiety never could. Stabilizes your heart. Joy reminds you that you are held. You have survived what once felt impossible. You have endured confusion, delay, disappointment, and still you stand. This is evidence of grace. Archangel Michael announces that resilience has become part of your spiritual identity. You are not as fragile as you feared. You are not as alone as you once believed. Heaven has been strengthening you quietly. The turning point also requires surrender of timelines. You carried expectations of how and when things should unfold. God is gently inviting you to release rigid expectations. His ways stretch beyond limited vision. As Scripture says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. Isaiah 55:8 Neve. There is freedom in trusting divine orchestration. There is rest in believing that what is delayed is not denied. You may begin to notice small confirmations, a word spoken at the right moment, a scripture that feels written directly for you. An unexpected provision. These are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs of assurance. Archangel Michael reminds you that heaven communicates in subtle ways. The turning point is unfolding layer by layer. You are shedding identities that were built on survival. You are embracing identity rooted in sonship and daughterhood. You belong to God. That truth changes everything. It changes how you respond to criticism. It changes how you handle success. It changes how you view setbacks. When you know you are loved, you no longer beg for validation. As it is written, see what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. 1 John 3:1 Neve. Lavished love leaves no room for doubt. The turning point also awakens gratitude, even for the seasons that stretched you, even for the prayers that were answered differently than expected. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. You begin to see how many times God intervened without announcing it. How many dangers were diverted, how many disappointments redirected you toward something better. Archangel Michael declares that your faith is no longer fragile. It is becoming anchored. Anchored faith does not collapse when circumstances fluctuate. It remains steady because it is rooted in relationship, not results. You are entering a season where obedience will feel lighter, not because it demands less, but because you trust more. Trust simplifies choices. Trust quiets, overthinking. Trust allows you to move when God whispers move. The turning point may also bring divine pruning. Some habits will fall away naturally. Some patterns will be exposed gently. This is not condemnation. It is refinement. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. Neve. God uses experiences to sharpen your wisdom. You are becoming more intentional, more aware. More aligned. Archangel Michael announces that heaven celebrates your progress, even when you do not see it. Growth is not always visible. Sometimes it is hidden beneath the surface like roots deepening in soil. Roots determine stability. And your roots are reaching deeper into truth. If your heart feels stirred in this moment, pause again and breathe. Let gratitude rise quietly within you. If this message is strengthening your spirit, I invite you to subscribe so we may continue walking through these revelations together. You are welcome to share in the comments what changes you sense unfolding in your life. If someone in your world needs encouragement, send this message to them as a gentle reminder that turning points are real. And if you feel led to offer a super thanks, your generosity helps extend these words of peace to more searching hearts. Beloved soul, this is not coincidence. You are not randomly evolving. You are divinely guided. The turning point is establishing you in confidence. That does not depend on applause. In wisdom, that does not require validation. In faith, that does not crumble under pressure. You are moving from uncertainty into spiritual authority. Authority not over others, but over fear within yourself. As this awareness settles into you, something beautiful begins to awaken. A quiet boldness, a holy expectancy, a readiness for what God has prepared beyond your imagination. And as you stand on the threshold of that readiness, feel how heaven leans closer still, preparing to reveal even deeper dimensions of this sacred shift in the next unfolding of our journey together. And as heaven leans closer in this holy nearness, you begin to realize that the shift is no longer approaching. It is already within you. What once felt like preparation now feels like emergence. You are not waiting at the doorway anymore. You are stepping through it. Archangel Michael announces that this turning point is the unveiling of a new spiritual season where clarity replaces confusion and conviction replaces hesitation. There is a steady flame being lit inside your heart. It does not flicker wildly. It burns with calm certainty. This flame is purpose. Awaken. You are beginning to see your life not as a collection of random events, but as a divinely woven story. Every detour carried instruction. Every delay carried formation. Every tear carried irrigation for seeds you did not yet know were planted. As it is written, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans